CBC Indigenous is launching a new interactive project this morning. It celebrates the many diverse Indigenous languages spoken across this country. And for more on this, let's turn to Nick Maloney. He is in Halifax. So Nick, good morning to you. Tell us a bit more about this project.
Yeah, Gway, Jiwaliwan and Dangak in English. Hi, thank you, and how are you, Michael?
I'm good.
I had to get a little bit of the language in there.
I appreciate that. So tell us about the project.
So 2019 was declared by the United Nations as the International Year of Indigenous Languages. So back in the spring, we started putting together this big online resource, all dedicated to exploring the revitalization efforts into Indigenous languages, coast to coast to coast, the preservation efforts, and really just as a chance to hear from language speakers and language keepers themselves. The whole thing's centered around this big online map. It's an interactive map where you can look at the different regions in Canada, explore which Indigenous language is being spoken in each particular region, and then each page has its own, each language has its own page where you can find original stories and audio and video. You can hear little pronouncers. You can learn a little bit of the language, phrases and words themselves. And we've got about 40 different languages represented right now on the website. That's less than half of what is being spoken in Canada at this point. UNESCO says that there are 90 different Indigenous languages being spoken, but these 40 is just what it's what we've got for now. The best part about this project is that it will be updated in the future as we discover more stories about these different languages. We like to say that just like language, the project is kind of a living thing.
Yeah, I love that. A living document that people can turn to and learn a bit more about this country. Talk to us, though, about the importance of learning Indigenous languages and preserving Indigenous languages.
Right. Well, we all know that the shared history between Canada and Indigenous peoples is filled with direct, concerted efforts to remove cultural identity. Things like residential schools, day schools, assimilation, disenfranchisement. All of that has meant that generations of Indigenous people have had their language actually taken away from them. And what this project highlights is that language is more than just communication. It's a connection to one's identity, to the land, to food, music, direct connection to one's ancestors and history. And that's really what we're exploring with this entire thing. The idea is that the revitalization, the preservation, and the celebration of these languages is actually kind of an act of reclamation. And now we can all explore that idea with original voices online.
I love this project, Nick. I love the fact that you're here sharing it with us. Thank you for this.
Jiwaliwan, thank you.
And that is Nick Maloney in Halifax. And to learn more about the Original Voices project and the revitalization efforts that are now underway, you can check out the interactive map online. Just head to originalvoices.ca and explore the website at your leisure. You're watching CBC News Network. We're back in a moment.